filled my saliva in this tube. You're supposed to close the tube. It's got some liquid up here. Supposed to close that, remove this top, and then add the other top. Directions say close this, which I just did. Take this off, and then put this on. Put this in here, seal it in the package that it came in. It's a prepaid box to return. So yeah, just gonna return it, put it in the mail. So the reason I took the 23andMe is because I heard that there are a lot of medical benefits or a lot of medical testing and records and different information than what the other DNA companies provide. And I want to compare and contrast and create a video showing you guys the difference between the two. I've done Ancestry.com. I've done AfricanAncestry.com. They're both very different. I've also uploaded, once you've done Ancestry or 23andMe, there's a few websites where you can then take your information and upload it. So I took my raw DNA and I have uploaded it to, I believe, Heritage DNA, Living DNA, and I want to be able to really study and understand the different types of tests. So they do the HT-DNA, the Y chromosome, the X chromosome, the autosomal chromosome. So I want to really understand the genetics of genealogy and the genetic process and learn more about genetics and DNA and the haplotype. So I'm not drinking coffee. Kind of drinking coffee, but kind of not drinking coffee. Because my sleep has been messed up for I don't know how long. I've been trying Rise. This video is not sponsored, by the way. Been trying Rise, which is this mushroom coffee. They sent me 2 bags. Bought one, got one half off. I've got a little bit left of this, which has lasted me probably a month. So I really like that it's vegan. It's not coffee. It's made with all these different types of mushrooms with all these different benefits. And so, yeah, I really like it. My colored clothes washing, I'm going to pull out some bags and start packing. All right, the closet of names.
Orthodox Christians mark the holiday on January 7th. Just ahead, how the war with Russia has changed the way Ukrainians worship. You're listening to The World.
Virginia is the South. Virginia was the headquarters of the Confederates.
I don't know my
Virginia,
history.
D.C.
I'm learning now.
The headquarters of the Confederates.
Okay, but D.C. is not the South.
It's considered the South. Slavery was so
To me, the
legal
South
there.
is like Atlanta,
Slavery was so legal there.
Oklahoma. Well, you didn't put out any lotion.
But it doesn't matter. My hands feel like they're gonna
So
pop.
bad.
They feel like they're gonna pop. I don't know if it's swollen. It feels like my
Well, you can tell you've been biting your nails.
Yes, it does.
What happened? I'm not gonna edit you out. I'm gonna leave it in there.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Everybody's gonna see you're bad.
I'm not bad. I'm a great child.
You're spoiled rotten.
This guy. Wow, this guy. Remember when we used to say that?
No, that's just your brother. He started it, then y'all started copying him.
Wow, this guy.
actually just got an email telling me that my 23andMe results were available. So it tells me the first thing I see is about 70% of 23andMe customers have at least one DNA variant that may influence their ability to process certain medications. So that's a pretty high statistics. I think that it's more common now is that people are finding that sometimes one medicine that they're taking conflicts with another medicine. I myself am not on any medicine, so I don't really have to worry about if something that I'm taking conflicts with another medicine that I'm taking. So that's often if you have prescribed medication, things like that. For the most part, my medicine is for allergies and things like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on the quick links. It says Ancestry report. It's on the left sidebar, probably, yeah, your left or right, depending on the screen. So it's telling me that I am 84.7% Sub-Saharan African, 14% European. Trace DNA is 1%, and it says we've detected traces of the following populations in your DNA, which includes 0.4% Chinese, 0.3% North African, 0.2% Indonesian, 0.1% East Asian, and then 0.3 unassigned. And it says there's a wide range of human diversity around the world, and sometimes our algorithm is unable to match a region of your DNA to a specific population with confidence. Individuals whose ancestors come from multiple continents and who mixed many generations ago typically see more unassigned ancestry in their ancestry composition. Individuals whose ancestors come from just one continent, or individuals whose ancestors intermix more recently, typically see less unassigned ancestry. So I am African American, I am American of African descent, so of course my ancestry is mixed with a lot of West African populations, and there are statistics that say that the majority of us who have enslaved ancestors have anywhere between 14 to 20% European ancestry. History tells you why. So kind of just a breakdown, when I show you guys the comparison of the different tests I've taken, you'll see the difference. And one of the main differences you'll notice is the number of regions that an ancestry company tests. So as they have said, this is based on an algorithm, which means it's updated, which means your ethnicity background is going to update, and people will see, like, maybe today I'm 0.1% Chinese, and maybe in a month from now I'm not. So that's why, it's because it's based on an algorithm, it's based on a database that they have. They update their system. Maybe more people have came in and tested, and then they realize, oh, she's not actually 1% Chinese. And so that then updates your records as well. So I'm looking at my breakdown of my Sub-Saharan African. It says basically I'm 68.1% West African, which includes 29.9% Nigerian, 17.8% Ghanaian, Liberian, and Sierra Leone. And it's interesting that they put all of those together because there's 3 different countries. Sierra Leone and Liberia are connected to each other, but Ghana is not. And I'm wondering so current day Ghana is not where Ghana was in the past. It was more so closer to Sierra Leone. And of course, history, we didn't have those borders. So I'm wondering if maybe that's why it has Ghana, Liberia, and Sierra Leone together. It doesn't tell me how far back this test is, because this is an autosomal test. It's not a mtDNA test that goes back, 2,000 years or anything like that. So I found that interesting. I also will show on my other testing companies, I don't have Ghana or Liberia or Sierra Leone on any of those testing companies. And it's possibly because they don't have that region in their system. They don't have people from those continents with that DNA in their database, in their system. So that's the other thing you can consider is when you're taking a test, is look and see what regions have they tested, what regions are in their database. And that also kind of goes to show who's their target market. If they don't have West Africa, it's probably because we're not their target market. That's not who their tests are for. I also have 7.7% Senegambia and Guinean. I don't know what they mean by Guinean, because Guinea is broken down into different types of Guinea. So there's Guinea-Conakry, there's Guinea-Bissau. I don't know if this clarifies or if this, what it means when they say Guinean. And again, those borders weren't always there. From other tests that I've taken, I do know that I have Fula ancestry from Guinea-Bissau, but Guinea-Bissau and Guinea-Conakry are not the same country. And then it just says broadly West African. So 13% broadly West African, which is probably because they haven't tested all of the different countries in West Africa. So they don't know. So they just know, oh, somewhere in West Africa, which isn't very helpful. So outside of sub-Saharan Africa, that's my 84%. I also have 16.6% in the Congolese and southern eastern region of Africa, which includes Angola and the Congolese, which I have also confirmed with another company that I've taken my DNA test from. Southern Eastern Africa, that's not a thing, not very helpful, 1.2%. Broadly, Congolese and Southern East Africa, 2.3%. Again, not a thing, not very helpful. So yeah, it's very important that you know what regions are being tested and kind of having a good idea of when you're doing your genealogy to also know history, understand migration. So that's when you get into haplogroups. It can get very advanced when doing your genealogy research, especially when it comes to genetic genealogy and looking into DNA, because then you need to know the migration patterns of your ancestors, when they moved, how they intermingled and married with other people. And then there's my 14% European, which is British and Irish, Scandinavia, Northwestern European, and then Southern European, Spanish and Portuguese, which kind of makes sense because Sierra Leone, Guinea-Bissau, or not Sierra Leone, but Guinea-Bissau was colonized by Portuguese, so it kind of makes sense. And then the Chinese, the North African, the Indonesia, and the East Asian is 1%. I'm thinking that probably in a couple of months that's gonna go away. I don't really look at the very, very small percentages, the 1%, even like the Scandinavian is 1.8%. I don't really look at those because even the Southeastern African, those very low percentages, when they update the system, they kind of go away. So it really also depends on your objectives and why you're doing your DNA. What's your goal? What's your outcome? What are you hoping to learn? When you're looking at your results and what they mean to you, what significance they have for you. Because a lot of people will invest. They'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm 29% Nigerian. I'm gonna buy a plane ticket and fly to Nigeria. I'm gonna move to Nigeria. I'm gonna, do a Nigerian naming ceremony because they think they're Nigerian. Nigeria is a country. It's like a nationality. There's not really a Nigerian ethnicity. The people of Nigeria have various ethnicity. So you have Igbo, you have Yoruba. They are all Nigerian. However, Nigerian is not an ethnicity. It's a nationality, like being American, if that makes any sense. So that's it, guys. I just wanted to give you a brief overview of my 23andMe results. In future videos, I'm going to give you a breakdown of the other testing companies that I've done. I'm gonna do a compare and contrast of those different companies. I'm also gonna do a couple of videos that kind of give a little bit of more advanced information about how you can use your DNA results and your genetic reports to kind of get past those brick walls. So when you have your paper trail and you're unsure of how somebody's related or which side of your family they're related on, or if they are actually related just because the paperwork says they're related or your census record says this is the parent of that person, doesn't always mean that it's true. So your DNA reports can really help to answer those questions and even help to get past some of those brick walls that you're coming across. And that's why I think it's very important that you do both, that you have your paper, but that you also consider genetic testing and DNA testing when doing your genealogy reports. All right, guys, that's it. Life is good. Have a blessed day.